entered August 2020, and a sudden news shocked the entire Longguo internet. Shocked. Microsoft is about to stop supplying the operating system. Countless netizens who saw this news immediately jumped in their eyelids and clicked on this news. It turns out that a few days ago, Microsoft quietly revised the user agreement. Its latest clause stated that in compliance with the requirements of the United States ban, it may cut off the supply of domestic operating systems and assume no responsibility. Most people are familiar with Microsoft. After all, most of the computers in the world are based on the Windows system developed by it. Its market share is in an absolutely dominant position. Once the supply is cut off, whether it is a genuine or pirated system, it will be cut off. It cannot be used after supply. Such a blow can be said to have a great impact on Longguo, so the exposure of the matter caused an uproar, and Microsoft was pushed to the forefront. News about the domestic operating system has also made a splash, attracting great attention. Shanghai Science and Technology Park, inside a building. After closing the news page, Luo Yang looked at the busy traffic outside the window and realized that this was an opportunity for the rise of domestic operating systems. After keeping a low profile for such a long time, it is time for a showdown. It has been more than 2 years since he traveled to this world. Not long ago, Luo Yang had just graduated from the Department of Computer Science at Fuzhou University, and where he was at the moment was the software company he founded, Reborn Technology. As a time traveler, Luo Yang was a talented programmer before time travel. He was once selected into an official confidential project and participated in the development of a series of heavyweight software, including a fully Chinese compilation of domestic operating systems. Just when he finally conquered all the projects, Luo Yang accidentally traveled back to current Blue Star, a sophomore student with the same name and surname as him. Luo Yang's souls in the two worlds merged into one. His memory became extremely powerful, and the memory of his previous life became extremely clear. This gave Luo Yang the capital to change his destiny in this world. After resurrecting his life, Luo Yang decided to take a different path from his previous life. He wanted to use the valuable experience in his mind to lead the Dragon Kingdom of this world to world and dominate the world. Reborn Technology is Luo Yang's starting point. A message was sent to the Enterprise Group, and 10 minutes later, an impromptu meeting was held. I believe everyone can guess the reason for today's impromptu meeting. Luo Sheng glanced around and saw very young faces. These people were the technical team who started his business with him. Mr. Luo, it must be related to the news about Microsoft cutting off supply. The speaker was He Siwan, the vice president of Reborn Technology Company, one of the co-founders of Reborn Technology, Luo Yang's college roommate and best friend. Yes, the original plan was to release the system on National Day, but now is a better time. The right time, the right location, and the right people are all in one. So I plan to release the Reborn system in advance. There is no problem in releasing it in advance. All aspects of the Reborn system are already very complete, but the Office software project will take at least 2 months to complete. Han Feng, another company vice president, said that Han Feng is the second co-founder of Reborn Technology and the person in charge of the Office software project. He is also Luo Yang's university roommate and best friend. There is no rush for Office software. We should seize the time to release the system first and ask colleagues from the Public Relations Department to contact the conference venue. The publicity plan will be as planned, and the system will be released in 3 days. After the 3 founders of the company made the decision, the following departments immediately ran at full speed, while the System Development Department seized the time to conduct a new round of testing of the system, and the Public Relations Department quickly launched publicity. Soon, all the major media outlets in Shanghai received invitations from Reborn Technology, inviting them to attend the all-Chinese compiled domestic operating system press conference to be held 3 days later. Here is the text to convert. Domestic operating system launch conference. More importantly, this operating system is actually compiled in Chinese. ? Zhou Hai, the head of the Shanghai branch of a well-known media, looked at the invitation letter in his hand with a thoughtful expression on his face. He is no stranger to Reborn Technology. He interviewed its founder Luo Yang as early as 2 years ago. Zhou Hai was deeply impressed by this founder, who became famous at a young age. Yes, for Luo Yang, becoming famous at a young age is the best portrayal. During college entrance examination, Luo Yang studied in the Department of Computer Science at Fuzhou with excellent results. He and his 2 roommates, He Siwan and Han Feng, were known as the Golden Triangle of the Department of Computer Science at Fuzhou. The 3 are both roommates and best friends. During their sophomore year, they teamed up to defeat other opponents in the school, represented Fuzhou in the Association for Computing Machinery competition, and eventually won the Asian Championship and World Championship. After the competition, Luo Yang learned from the strengths and weaknesses of several domestic open-source Chinese assembly languages and released his own Chinese assembly language called Luo Language. Later, Luo Yang established a Luo Language interest group, and many interested computer science students at Fuzhou University joined the group, including, of course, Han Feng and He Siwan. Here is the text to convert. During his junior year, Luo Yang participated in a paid bug hunting activity organized by Microsoft and found a total of 5 extremely critical vulnerabilities. He received a United States $2 million bonus from the organizer Microsoft, and also received a scholarship from Microsoft. Offer. Not only Microsoft, but also Google, Guoguo, and Beastbone Script also extended an olive branch to Luo Yang and invited him to study at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the United States. They also expressed their willingness to apply for a green card in the United States and offered him extremely generous offers. With a salary of 100,000 yuan, Luo Yang suddenly became a famous figure in Fuda. The successive moves by foreign giants have also attracted the attention of several major domestic companies. Internet giants such as Alibaba and Penguin have also extended invitations to Luo Yang. Let me tell you, can Long Country retain its talents? It's hard to say. A few years ago, a top student at a certain university chose to immigrate overseas when faced with the same choice. Why? The entire internet is talking about this matter, and everyone is waiting for Luo Yang's reply. In the end, Luo Yang lived up to expectations and refused invitations from all companies at home and abroad, choosing to continue studying at Fuda. From this time on, Luo Yang became the leader of the computer department of Fuda. In his senior year, Luo Yang used the $2 million he earned previously as entrepreneurial capital to found Beichin Technology Company, Limited. Han Feng and He Xiyuan also joined as co-founders, each holding 3% of the original shares of Beichin Technology. Therefore, they are known as Luo Yang's right-hand men. According to rumors, hundreds of members of the Luo language interest group have secretly joined Beichin Technology. You must know that all these team members are top students in the computer science department of Fushou University. The proudest man among his peers. At this moment, these people are all impressed by Luo Yang and willingly join Beichin Technology to work for Luo Yang. There is even a fortune teller commenting, Beichin is Ziwei, the main emperor star, and he must be protected by all the stars in the sky. The North Star is the well-known purple star. It has been a symbol of the imperial aura of Dragon Kingdom since ancient times, and Luo Yang is the most conspicuous purple star. This incident caused quite a stir at the time, but because members of the Luo language interest group refused media interviews, the authenticity of the news was never confirmed, and the popularity dropped. Here is the text to convert. Zhou Hai also paid attention to Beichin Technology in the future. Apart from regularly updating the Luo language version, there was no other news from Beichin Technology. And just when everyone thought Luo Yang was exhausted, Luo Yang quietly broke a shocking news. An all-Chinese compilation of domestic operating systems. By suddenly holding a press conference at this critical moment, Beichin Technology obviously came with bad intentions. Microsoft will probably be in trouble. Zhou Hai has been around the world for many years, so he naturally knows that most of the so-called domestic operating systems are modified from the kernel of the open-source system Linux. At most, the operating interface is redesigned, which is typical of changing the soup without changing the medicine. This time, Beichin Technology launched an all-Chinese assembly operating system. Although it was unclear whether the system kernel was self-developed, Zhou Hai felt that it should not be that simple. As a media person, Zhou Hai is very sensitive to news. He realized that Beichin Technology and Luo Yang might be causing trouble. This is interesting. I must go to this press conference. Coincidentally, there are many people who have the same idea as Zhou Hai. Several major companies that have invited Luo Yang have also agreed to attend the press conference. Of course, some media sneered at the invitation, thinking it was just sensationalism, and directly sent the invitation to Luo Yang. Throw it aside. In their view, instead of wasting time attending press conferences, it would be better to continue digging into scandals between celebrities to gain more traffic. At the same time, after Beichin Technology released the news, Luo Yang's information was immediately placed on the tables of major venture capital institutions. For influential figures like Luo Yang, venture capital institutions have always been paying attention and are ready to enter the market for financing at any time. Unfortunately, Luo Yang's founding capital was $2 million, which was enough for Beichin Technology to get through the startup stage when the company was most short of funds. Therefore, it never conducted angel round financing from beginning to end, and also rejected acquisitions from major companies. Faced with such a piece of fat at this moment, how could a venture capital institution known for its speculation miss it? Microsoft Corporation, Longo headquarters. John, the senior executive who just took office not long ago, slammed the table heavily and said angrily, "Who can tell me why this genius from the Dragon Kingdom, who was supposed to join us, and who was the focus of the company's talent pool, ended up missing out on us? What's more important is that this genius actually developed an operating system that belongs to the Dragon Kingdom. Whether it is a pseudo system based on the Linux kernel or not, the important thing is that he launched a charge against us. On the PowerPoint presentation in the conference room, it was Luo Yang's photo and public information about him. The person in charge of the Human Resources Department quickly said, "Boss, it is not that we did not try our best. In fact, we offered very generous conditions at the time, including a starting annual salary of tens of millions of dollars, a green card in the United States, a recommendation for him to attend the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and even stock pool options, but he still refused." John frowned. Is it because others offer better conditions? Beast bone inscriptions? Or the fruit company? No, Luo Yang rejected solicitations from all companies and then chose to found Beijing Technology. According to the analysis of the company's think tank, Luo Yang is probably a typical nationalist, so he would rather stay in Longguo to develop operating systems than do not want to join us. John's face was solemn, and he knocked on the table rhythmically, while other subordinates remained silent. What about the think tank analysis of Beijing Technology? The person in charge of the think tank immediately handed over a piece of information. John's brows gradually smoothed over as he looked through the information, and his face gradually became calmer. Boss, Luo Yang used the money to found Beijing Technology after receiving $2 million in remuneration from our company 2 years ago. At the same time, members of the Luo language interest group he formed at school joined as a technical team Beijing Technology. The United States $2 million allowed Beijing Technology to get through the company's startup stage. There was no angel round financing, so venture capital funds have not yet entered the market. But after so many people join, the company will spend money in all aspects. According to comprehensive calculations by the think tank, this money has almost been spent, and Beijing Technology is about to fall into a financial crisis, so Luo Yang is rushing to release the operating system to save himself. According to the investigation, the current equity structure of Beijing Technology is that Luo Yang holds 84% of the shares. His two teammates, Han Feng and He Xuan, who participated in the Association for Computing Machinery competition with him, are also co-founders of Beijing Technology, each holding 3% of the shares. In addition, there are 10% reserved stock pool options held by Luo Yang on behalf of the company. No matter whether his self-rescue measures are successful or not, the financial problem cannot be solved in a short time, so Beijing Technology will have to conduct a round of financing in the near future to survive the crisis. Even if Luo Yang refuses our solicitation, we can still directly or indirectly control Beijing Technology through financing, so we still have a chance to eliminate this opponent. The head of the think tank made a summary. John was quite satisfied with the result, and it was not too late to make amends. Okay, let us wait and see in the coming time to see how far this Dragon Kingdom genius, who has been listed as key focus by the talent pool, can continue to go. Here is the text to convert. It is not just Microsoft that is taking action. After professional evaluation, many venture capital institutions have received a report with similar results. In summary, it is one sentence. Beijing Technology is about to run out of money, and starting a round of financing is an inevitable choice. Here is the text to convert. Most of the venture capital institutions have made similar choices to Microsoft, waiting for Beijing Technology to open its A-round financing window. By then, the competition between the two powers will inevitably be a battle between dragons and tigers. At the same time, thanks to the popularity of Microsoft, Beijing Technology has successfully appeared on the hot searches for scarves for free, and many voices have different opinions on Beijing Technology. One thing to say is that the all-Chinese compilation has attracted a lot of attention. I hope Beijing Technology is not playing word games and using the Chinese-English compilation to fool laymen. You do not need to look at it. It must be based on the Chinese version of the Linux kernel. If it is really a self-developed system kernel, I will live broadcast eating and weighing 3 pounds. Good guy, we are here again to cheat you with food and drink. Brothers, I just checked online. The founder of Beijing Technology is Luo Yang, the computer genius who was competed for by several giants of Microsoft a year ago. What you said made an impression on me. I remember that Luo Yang gave up his green card in the United States, his annual salary of tens of millions of dollars, and the opportunity to be admitted to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. This incident even made the news. Good guy. I'm so cool. Our top academics so comfortable. Did you get an offer from an international giant before you even graduated? Real geniuses emerge early and do not waste time in school. Regarding Luo Yang's achievements, I, Madara, would like to call Luo Yang the strongest exclamation mark. Although I also think it is very likely that it is a Linux magic modification, I still hold on to a little hope in my heart. What if it is really a domestic self-developed system kernel? By the way, I laughed and touched the dog's head on the second floor. Ha! I do not know why, but after reading the discussion, I suddenly felt that there might be a fight on the second floor. Second floor, stop talking, my mentality has already collapsed. Come on, do not be a coward. A real man has to move forward bravely. Give it to Ollie on the second floor. Here is the text to convert. Amid the discussion among Shadow netizens, 3 days passed in a blink of an eye, and the center of the Shanghai Science and Technology Park venue, where the press conference was held, was already buzzing with people. In the center of the entire Science and Technology Park venue, promotional posters were hung everywhere in line with Beijing Technology's promotional plan. The Polaris logo showing a cross-radiating light can be seen from any angle. Not long after, a black Maybach drove into the venue. The media who had not yet entered were stunned when they saw the license plate. That car is Jack Ma's car. I do not know who shouted, but I heard a buzz, and the media reporters rushed towards the black Maybach like a swarm of bees. Following black cars on both sides of the Maybach, the bodyguards who quickly got out of the car skillfully formed a human wall to intercept the frantically approaching media reporters. Mr. Ma, are you also invited to attend this press conference? Hello, Mr. Ma, I heard that Ali once invited Luo Yang, but he rejected it. What are your thoughts on this matter? Mr. Ma, please wait a moment. The person who got off the car was none other than one of the most well-known double horses in the country. I don't love money, Jack Horse. Facing many questions from the media, Jack Ma simply answered 2 questions and then entered the venue under the escort of bodyguards and the Science and Technology Park security team. Jack Ma's arrival seemed to be a signal, and one famous big shot after another appeared one after another, causing waves of media frenzy. Reborn, a well-known figure in the ghost zone of a certain station, chief executive officer of Rice Technology, a senior executive of Penguin Company, Mr. Yu, a senior executive of Warwick Company, and senior executives sent by overseas companies such as Google and Fruit Company, are the only ones who are at the forefront of the storm. Microsoft did not send anyone to attend the conference. Of course, as the base camp for Luo Yang's rise, the leaders of the computer science department of FUDA also attended the press conference. The media, who originally received invitations but did not attend the press conference, felt regretful after learning that many big names appeared at the press conference. After being angrily yelled at by their bosses, they rushed to the conference site as soon as possible. I hope to find an opportunity to interview these big guys after the show. At 9:50 a.m., the entrance to the venue was closed, and the security team began to clear the venue. Many big guys nodded to each other after taking their seats. At this moment, most of the seats in the venue are full, and everyone is talking in low voices. Media organizations have set up cameras and recorders. On the stage in front of the auditorium, the logo of Beijing Technology is displayed on a large electronic screen. After the company's publicity department and Huya reached a temporary cooperation, Huya opened the official live broadcast room of Beijing Technology and gave it a promoted position on the homepage. At this moment, the live broadcast screen has been opened simultaneously, but the popularity of the live broadcast room is not too high. The barrages are also sparse, mainly because the morning is not the prime time for live broadcasts. At 10 o'clock in the morning, the press conference officially started. The entire venue suddenly went dark, with only a beam of light shining down from the top of the stage. Everyone in the audience stopped talking in a tacit understanding. As the founder of Beijing Technology, Luo Yang walked onto the stage under everyone's gaze. Different from when he was in the office, Luo Yang is now wearing a grey plaid shirt, washed jeans, and Converse sneakers. He has a tall and slender figure of 1.87 meters, refreshing black broken hair, and handsome face that reveals a strong sense of confidence. It is hard to look away. In the live broadcast room, assassins all barraged across the screen. Wow, Mr. Luo is so young and handsome. Luo and I are both programmers, and we both wear plaid shirts, so I equals Mr. Luo, so I am handsome. Get out of here upstairs. I declare that from now on, Mr. Luo is my husband. Get out of here upstairs. Do not steal my husband. Here is the text to convert. Luo Yang's appearance left a deep impression on many people who saw him for the first time. Technology tycoons often have their own unique dressing sense, such as the classic look of Xiao Buzi, the founder of the Fruit Company, with a black turtleneck and jeans. For example, the founder of Facebook, Xiao Jia, has a grey t-shirt that remains unchanged forever, such as the leather jacket of Invista founder Huang, Jack Ma's yellow sweater, and so on. Luo Yang's plaid shirt is the most popular style among programmers, which is related to his previous experience as a programmer. Hello everyone, my name is Luo Yang. After a brief self-introduction, Luo Yang began to talk. Before this, many media may have never heard of Beijing Technology, and they were even confused when they received the invitation letter. At this time, there was a burst of chuckles from the audience. Indeed, except for the media that had paid attention to Luo Yang, many media had never heard of the name Beijing Technology at all. But none of this matters anymore, because from today on, just like the brightest star at dawn is always the North Star, the name Beijing Technology will enter everyone's field of vision. With Luo Yang's voice, the Polaris logo behind him became brighter and shimmering, making everyone present deeply remember this lesson of shining stars. The internet has been developing for 50 years. During this period, many great companies have risen or fallen. The development process of the internet has also gone through stages from the traditional internet to the mobile internet. During this period, a variety of internet applications. Today, as a modern person, it is difficult to live without the internet in daily life. The way most people communicate with the internet is mainly through personal computers and mobile phones, and of course other internet-connected devices, but personal computers and mobile phones are definitely the main means of communication. The thing that connects us with computer and mobile phone hardware is our topic today, the operating system. The pre-made PowerPoint presentations were constantly playing on the big screen, and familiar pictures flashed by one after another, symbolizing the development of the internet, and finally stopped at a certain famous computer system interface. What we are going to talk about today is mainly computer operating systems. I believe everyone is familiar with the Win system of our friends. In addition, there are also the Fruit computer system of the Fruit company, as well as the famous open source system Linux and the commercial system Unix. These four major operating systems occupy almost the entire computer system market share. For some well-known reasons, the rise of domestic operating systems is imminent. We have collected several mainstream domestic operating systems in the domestic market and found that most of them are adapted from the Linux kernel. According to domestic netizens' opinions on domestic systems, by definition, this cannot be regarded as a truly domestic operating system. Luo Yang's face became serious at this moment, and the atmosphere in the venue was also a bit depressing. The so-called reasons are very clear to everyone present. They are the technological blockade of the United States and the threat of supply cuts by Microsoft. But we are different. From the beginning, we designed a brand new system kernel, which adopts a hybrid kernel approach and combines the advantages of macrokernels and microkernels. Of course, developing a brand new system kernel is not the most difficult thing. The most difficult thing is to be able to overcome various bugs and run it normally. My idea at the time was very simple. As a young man, I had plenty of time to try and make mistakes. So with this in mind, I started to develop a new system kernel during my freshman year. After that, there was a long process of testing bugs, and it was fixed, and the boring process almost made me give up on the spot. So in my sophomore year, I temporarily shifted my focus and started developing the unfinished Luo language. After the Luo language was developed, I tried to apply it to the development of the kernel, and a miracle happened. Like a match made in heaven, the Luo language and this newly developed compatible kernel unexpectedly matched up, and the endless bugs that originally appeared in the C language disappeared. It is as if it never existed. So I realized one thing. Chinese assembly is the real key to unlocking domestic operating systems. Programming in your mother tongue has natural advantages. Not only is the learning threshold for programming lower, the learning speed is faster than English, and it is also more convenient to fix bugs when they occur. The most important thing is that many bugs that will appear in English assembly are not found in Chinese assembly. Does not exist. The attention of everyone present had been deeply attracted by Luo Yang's narration. Because before Luo Yang, no one tried to use Chinese assembly to develop operating systems, but in the end, they all failed. Therefore, before Beijing Technology had a press conference, no one thought that anyone would succeed. So from this moment on, I decided to use Luo language instead of C language to achieve the goal of developing an operating system. In fact, I did so. During this period, like-minded partners continued to join my team, and he is a member of the Luo language interest group. Things became much simpler after that. The entire team performed its own duties, and was responsible for developing different modules. In addition, the Chinese programming was performed in the native language of Longguo, so the progress of system development was rapidly advanced. After 3 years and the efforts of hundreds of people, plus programming with better Chinese assembly, this domestic operating system that we have high hopes for has finally been developed. Luo Yang's voice became louder now, and the atmosphere in the entire venue became more enthusiastic. And today is the day it comes out. On the big screen, an operating system interface appeared that was quite unfamiliar to everyone. What is certain is that the interface of this operating system is different from most systems on the market. Its desktop wallpaper is a deep starry sky, and the brightest star among them is the star directly opposite the Big Dipper, the North Star. It is the logo of Beijing Technology. Although Luo Yang has not introduced it in detail, in terms of user interface design, the interface design of this system looks extremely simple, which can be described as beautiful and refreshing. There are only 3 icons on the desktop: computer, recycle bin. The most distinctive thing about the browser is that it uses the Polaris logo as the Start menu logo, located in the lower right corner of the desktop. We named this system, which took 3 years to develop, Beijing Operating System in English, Polaris Operating System, or in English abbreviation P Operating System. Beijing System provides 2 usage modes, Chinese and English, and is also working hard to develop other language versions, which will take some time. When designing the graphical user interface, in order to avoid the graphical interface patterns of Share, Microsoft, and Fruit Company, we adopted a new design element and placed the Start menu in the lower right corner of the desktop. In fact, despite years of usage habits, having the Start menu in the lower right corner is more suitable for most people's daily use. After all, most people are accustomed to using their right hand. At the same time, because the domestic software page, patent applied for by a friend, has not been approved, the 3 buttons of the domestic version, namely reduce, enlarge, and close, are still placed in the upper right corner of the interface, while the overseas version is located in the middle. Luo Yang pressed the remote control in his hand, and each interface of the system was displayed on the screen, and he compared it with several common systems on the market. Next, I will show you the Bayesian system. Luo Yang signaled, and the assistant quickly pushed cart from the audience. It was a common domestic brand computer on the market, a very ordinary assembly machine. The computer is directly connected to a large screen through a data cable. With Luo Yang's control, the screen becomes the interface of the operating system. The system power-on self-check is very fast. Because there is no password set, the system desktop is directly entered after booting. The desktop wallpaper is the same bright starry sky as the PowerPoint, which is very beautiful. All of this is clearly displayed in front of the audience on the large screen. At this moment, there were a lot more barrages in the live broadcast room, and there was a lot of discussion. Oh my god, this wallpaper is even more beautiful than the PowerPoint. Just looking at the interface is useless. Other domestic modified Linux systems also have fancy operating interfaces, but they are not very useful in practice. Judging from the response speed of on-site operations, the performance of the Bayesian system is pretty good. It is said upstairs that the domestic system card is probably a problem with the processor. Official institutions and enterprises all use domestic chips, and their performance is on par with Intel on the market. There is a big gap between chips, and cannot be generalized. Luo Yang continued to demonstrate some daily operations of the system. It was very smooth from beginning to end, without any lag, and the overall performance was very good. Luo Yang then showed the hardware configuration of the computer. What excited everyone was that the computer used a major domestic chip purchased by official organizations. It is actually a domestic chip. I love it. Did not you say that the performance of domestic chips is not good? The Bayesian system has something good. Just because it does not lag on domestic chips, I have the desire to buy it. The marketing strategy of Bayesian system seems to be very conservative. Like other domestic systems, it is prepared to win orders from officials and state-owned enterprises first. Judging from the comparison just now, it is also the main domestic chip, and the running speed of Bayesian system is much faster than several other domestic Linux systems. Is this the advantage of an all-Chinese compilation? Click on the browser that looks like a colorful silk logo, and what comes into view is the website navigation that comes with the browser. The interface is very clean and refreshing. The specially designed user interface is very comfortable to look at, and the background skin is a beautiful, colorful aurora. Luo Yang randomly clicked on several mainstream websites, and the web page response speed was very fast, and there was no incompatibility caused by plugin problems. The web browser that comes with the Bayesian system is called Aurora. It is mainly because the name is easy to pronounce, the North Star and the Northern Lights. Aurora browser also uses our self-developed Aurora kernel. Different from the common mainstream kernels on the market, the Aurora kernel puts more emphasis on compatibility and stability, which greatly reduces compatibility issues such as web page freezes and crashes, and provides a better experience. In the middle position, at the top of the Aurora navigation, is the search bar. This is a strange search engine that no one has seen before. Luo Yang clicked on the search and also jumped to the search interface with the deep starry sky as the background. On the right side of the search bar, there was only Aurora. 2 big characters. This search engine is also independently developed by us, and its name is also Aurora. Aurora Search uses a unique new algorithm, and the search results are more accurate and can better meet the needs of users. The current Aurora search function is still relatively simple, only the most basic. The search function has no ads, no hot searches, and no fancy family buckets. For example, we searched for Bayesian technology. After entering the keywords, the search engine jumps instantly. The first one is the official website of Bayesian technology, which is named after Bayesian's English Polaris. Aurora Search has registered the English word Aurora as the domain name. The official website of Bayesian technology also uses the starry sky as its background, which is deep and tranquil. Luo Yang randomly searched for a few other keywords, and the search results were very accurate and fast. And unlike a professional advertising search engine, Jiguang Search does not have those messy bidding rankings. The search weights of websites and pages such as false medical advertisements have all been reduced. The top rankings are the results obtained by Aurora Search based on unique algorithms and network big data, and they are all regular professional hospitals. Obviously, Aurora Search is targeting Buying Search, a subsidiary of Microsoft. Buying Search has the second largest market share in the world, second only to Google. Since it wants to challenge Microsoft, search engines are naturally where Bayesian technology wants to compete. There was also a lot of discussion in the live broadcast room. The browser seemed very easy to use. Is not anyone paying attention to Aurora Search? I just tried it online. The overall search results are relatively accurate, and the speed is very fast. If I do not like a certain advertising search engine, I will use Aurora Search in the future. Plus 1086. Question mark, question mark, question mark. I think you're dissing me. After showing all aspects of the Beichin system to the audience, Luo Yang randomly invited the audience below to test the computer on stage and personally verified that what he said was true. Several reporters from the